It's no less impactful the second time.
We were like being responsible back then.
This was actually very fortuitous.
I'm trying to girl math him to get it.
Too good to be true, right?
So our train did get canceled.
Let's try this again, shall we? Well, good morning, everybody. It is another gray day, our final day in Edinburgh, sadly, actually for a while, because we leave in 8 days or something like that to go back to the US.
Yeah. And we're starting our day off by getting what?
Well, I think it's better if we just show them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're about to do something kind of crazy, but we'll explain to you exactly why we did it and the significance of it.
And on today I'm so excited because we're doing so many things that are reminiscent of our trip here, our first time here in Edinburgh, but this is
brand new.
Brand new. So.
Before we hit the greatest hits, we're doing something wild.
Yeah.
So let's show you. Okay, so we're not moving to Edinburgh. I know some people were speculating that. It was nothing that serious, but we got tattoos, matching tattoos, in fact. We'll show you what they look like, what they mean. We'll tell you about that in a second. We got them in Leith at a place called Neo Tokyo, and our tattoo artist's name was Des, and he was awesome. We talked the entire time, got kind of deep at one point. Super awesome guy, great tattoo artist.
That's right, we got matching tattoos.
And I think we will jump to Brian and Lauren in the future to explain why we got them, what they mean, and then we'll jump back to us now and continue our last day in Edinburgh. Okay, so it's us from the future, and we want to talk about the tattoos we got. Pause. I just realized that we never actually filmed the tattoos after we got them. So it's about 8 or 9 months later, but here, as I'm editing this video, is what mine looks like. Lauren's is just a little bit smaller. The line work on the day was, it still looks great. It's just like the comma is a little hard to tell that it's a comma right now because it's been so many months. Probably the easiest tattoo that Des has ever done, but there was a reason why we got 8001 tattooed on our arms. So I'm going to jump back to Lauren and me in the past to tell you about it. So we wanted to do something that sort of encapsulated this trip. And we had a few things we thought of. We thought of maybe, the logo, the Quarter Life Crisis logo for our channel. We thought of maybe like the dates that we left and got back from the trip. But I think ultimately the thing that we got excited about when we were talking about it is the mileage of our route. So we tallied up, a bus ride from London to Liverpool, a train from Liverpool to Edinburgh, using the same modes of transportation and the same amount of time. So we basically took like our exact
itinerary.
Yeah. And calculated the mileage based on that, and the total was 8,001 miles. So by the time we fly home, not counting the flights to and from Europe, but just in Europe, we traveled a total distance from place to place of all the places that we stayed, 8,001 miles. And so we wanted to sort of just remember this trip, remember the big leap of faith that this whole thing was, and we decided that we'd put that mileage and always just remember everything that it represents.
And just this simple number that's on us really represents, like Brian said, just these like two adults from Nebraska in a stressful work environment, feeling like we just needed a huge change, and we just saved up the money, did something crazy, went on this incredible life-changing journey, and it's been amazing. So what a way to just remind ourselves everywhere that we've gone, and the fact that we did it. We had obstacles, we had a death in the family, we had really, really hard days, and we've gone throughout the whole thing, and it's just been like the highlight of my life. So
yeah, I'm just kind of remembering though that we have to go back home. It's really sad. I don't know what that's going to be like, because our entire lives have centered around, just the place that we're in and what we're going to do that day. So we're going to have a lot of adjustments to make, but it's not the end of the trip yet. We still have, over a week worth of traveling, and you know, plenty more videos for you guys to watch of this trip. And then the videos don't end here. We'll talk about all that stuff, you know, later, what comes after. But yeah, we're gonna send you back to
we still have more in this last day in Edinburgh. We still did a bunch of amazing things today.
Yeah.
And here's what we did after we got the tattoos.
So what we wanted to do with this day was sort of retrace our steps from our first day in Edinburgh months prior, which meant that our first stop was the Scott Monument. It was the first thing we saw at the window of our hostel, our first go around in the city, and it's just impressive every single time. It doesn't matter if it's raining, it's so beautiful. I mean, we thought it was a building the first time. You know, you look out and it's massive and we're like, whoa, what is, we didn't go up it because I think it was closed this day, but we know that you can go up it. Thank you to the people that pointed that out. One day we will get up it, but regardless, after that, we had a stroll around and made our way to the next location that made a really big impression on us that first time around.
So this was another stop that completely blew us away the first time. Obviously seeing that building perfectly in the center of this structure. Yeah, it feels like yesterday, truly.
And it's no less impactful the second time. I mean, I know this is just a courtyard at New College, but I would love to just sit here when it's not raining and just read, or I was just telling Lauren, I might just go back to school, just choose any degree, who cares, just to hang out in the city and sit on a bench and just study. And I know that's not reality.
Fun to think about, though.
Fun to think about for sure. But yeah, when we came in here the first time and we saw that, it was really the beginning of realizing what Edinburgh does best, especially as a first time visitor, tourist, whatever, is you walk around, you turn a corner, and it might not even be the thing you're looking for, but you get distracted by something else incredible, and then you just go pursue that and you find something incredible. And then, I mean, just look at this view out. Like, you walk out here and then you can see the water in the distance. Wait, I can't. Right there. See the water and the mountains. And the skyline doesn't hurt either, of course. And then, of course, we came up here and Lauren pointed out, I thought she was talking about that. What she was talking about first the castle, and then that first day we had this beautiful view that we didn't even know existed overlooking this section of the city. If you watch our first video, you know, Lauren got pretty emotional actually seeing it for the first time, and it's still amazing to look at. Honestly, Edinburgh, there's just something about it. Like, we've seen so many cities on this trip, but it's something about the architecture, something about the vibe of the city just really clicks with us. We don't know what it is, but regardless, we love it so much. So we walked around, saw some more of what we had seen that first day. We got food at a place that we ate the second day that we were in Edinburgh. Yes, we're having pasta again. And then it was off to another incredible location.
Now we are here at one of our most favorite places ever here in Edinburgh, Victoria Street, Diagon Alley. And we have 3 major shops that we want to go to while we're here. But we're gonna just explore and pop into pretty much everything that we want to, so let's go. We're here in museum context, which we were here beforehand. It's the traditional like Harry Potter store, but it's in Diagon Alley. So we've already been here, seen it thoroughly, but we're gonna do it again. That's so cute. Wow. Very cute.
You know what else is really, really cute?
What? Yeah.
This little Dumbledore.
The first time we were in Scotland, I saw these purses and I was like, they're so cute, but no, I'm not gonna spend the money because we were like being responsible back then. But now that we're here, I have to get one. I've been thinking about getting this purse forever, so I'm getting it.
I mean, she says we were being responsible, but we literally bought these coats and a Lord of the Rings ring and some tea towels and I don't even remember what else. I can't.
You have to, Brian. You have to. You have not spent any of like your own money. You know, we're only here once. Say you look at it, or every time you show it 10 times, it's only like
You're trying to do that.
£18
If you look at it 120 times or whatever, then
Yeah.
it's $1 every time you look at it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like essentially free at that point. I'm trying to girl math him to get it because he wants it so bad. Look, the tattoos were free today because we paid in cash.
Girl math, girl math.
We're also here to replace the pin that he got here because it fell off when we were flying to Portugal. So
Yes, they don't have the same one, but that's okay.
they have a bunch of cool ones still though.
Yeah.
There we are.
We signed that our very first day in Edinburgh.
Yeah. When we fell in love with this city. Already literally crying on the inside. Part of me is devastated all day because we're leaving tomorrow. But what's cool is we're leaving with a beautiful bag and a beautiful sword.
I just honestly don't know if I can, guys. I mean, I want to so bad, but and I know it's, you know, it's personal funds, and it's like, okay, you'd have it there, and it would be like from Edinburgh. But
So then what's the...
I know.
So then what is it? We've spent so much money on dumb stuff here. Just do this. I'm not trying to be like irresponsible, but this isn't like $5,000. Like it is. You don't want. Brian doesn't want a lot of things. He doesn't buy himself hardly anything. Like he's been getting himself pins this entire time. Like just pins. So it's like just get this.
All right, let's put it this way. The next time you see us, we'll either be telling you about a sword that we bought, or we'll tell you about my incredible self-control. One of the two.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I walked out with just a pin, so that counts, right? There might be a sword shipping to the US. We'll talk about it in a minute. It's getting windy, so. So since we were retracing our steps from that first day, our next stop was Greyfriars Kirkyard, but I had actually forgotten the first time around that there are a bunch of headstones with Harry Potter names on them. So this time, thanks to a bunch of commenters reminding me, we started a little search. These are promising too, because it means people came here. Sure enough. Potter and Crace. My last name next to the Potters? Never mind, it is a G. From a distance, it looked like a C. Too good to be true, right? So after a bit of searching and some help from Google, we found some headstones that had different spelling surnames from in the books, like Scrimgeour and Moody, and of course Riddle. And there was also this interesting gent with the surname McGonagall. As Lauren just pointed out to me, he was a famously terrible poet. So with the evening winding down, it was time for dinner. So we made our way to a restaurant that the first time around I claimed had the best food that I had ever had.
I hate to be toxic, but I'm wondering, like, while we're here, do we try, like, a dessert? We're getting drinks after, we don't need to.
Okay, here we go.
Why am I nervous?
I'll check back in with you in a few, because I remember it wasn't like a first bite thing.
Okay.
It built up and I'm like, oh, I'm really enjoying this, and then it was like, I'm loving this, and then it's like, oh, this is incredible.
Okay, we'll check back in.
Let me get a little bit deeper into the meal.
If you're curious, this is what I got. A falafel wrap, some whipped feta, and if you're a sauce person like me, they give you a bunch of different sauces, so. And fries, chips, I mean.
Are you sad to leave Edinburgh today?
Yeah, I am. And it makes it worse that there's blue skies when we've been fighting for our lives in the storm every day.
Of course, as we're leaving, we'd have a beautiful day. Oh well, we had our 3-day stretch last time, so.
But I will say that having a nice day is good because our trains aren't canceled at the moment, so.
Yeah, that is a positive, I guess. The train that's gonna take us away from Edinburgh is not canceled.
But we got tattoos with the mileage, including the miles of this trip, so.
That's true. If we didn't make it to Cardiff, then the numbers on our arms would be kind of awkward. Goodbye, Colton Hill. If we had had this weather, this go around, we would have gone up Arthur's Seat, but sadly it was way too wet yesterday and our first day here, so it's all right. We will absolutely be back to Edinburgh, and we will absolutely go up and see it from above again from Arthur's Seat. But not this time. Not this time. And so just like that, all too soon, we were ready to leave this incredible city that we'd fallen in love with. That is, until we found this out.
So, I jinxed myself. Our train did get canceled. And the next one is at like 3 o'clock. So we have like 3 hours to spend in Edinburgh, which we're not complaining. Part of me wonders if this was like meant to happen so we can get a little extra time in the city we love. But at the same time, it's quite frustrating because we booked through a third-party website for our tickets, and that adds a layer of complication to trying to figure out how to not spend any more money on tickets and just kind of transfer the tickets over. Now, the guy at the information desk at the train station said you don't need to switch anything over, just use that same ticket. But to be fair, he was one of the rudest people I've ever met in my whole life, and I don't trust that that's just gonna work. I don't want us to get on a train with no assigned seat or just no information and then have them scan our ticket and then we have to pay like a huge fee. So I just want to make sure we get this all clear and done. Make sure we have seats on this 3 o'clock train. But for now, we're gonna have coffee in this magical coffee shop. So
Fate has given us an opportunity now to come have latte, cappuccino, relax, look out at Victoria Street, and sort of reset and prepare for the travel day. The travel day curse continues, but we only have 1 or 2 more travel days after this, so once this trip is over, then that's a big weight off of our shoulders, wondering like, what's the thing that's gonna go wrong in a few days. So we're just gonna relax right now, enjoy the last few hours. We thought we were done with Edinburgh, but it's not done with us apparently. So yeah, we're just gonna relax here. It's a nice day. We'll have some caffeine. We'll go do a little bit of exploring in the sunshine, and then we will say goodbye to Edinburgh. So it turns out that sometimes a canceled train is an amazing thing, because we got to see this, for example, which was in the other Elephant House location. There was a fire. It's been closed for several years. This location was not open last time we were in Edinburgh. So coming back, we actually got to experience something different, and we got to see something that we would have otherwise not been able to see because it was sort of limited to that closed down location. We also got to go back to Armstrong's, where our coats were purchased from last time. And Lauren was just, of course, in her glory. If you know anything about Lauren from these vlogs, being in a place like this is heaven to her. It's sort of like the equivalent of the sword shop for me. But still found ways to have fun in here.
So we're now gonna grab food before we head back to the train station. So let's see.
Goodbye, Victoria Street.
Yeah.
So assuming that everything remains on schedule, this was actually very fortuitous, having this extra bit of time to just walk around the city without any crazy wind, without any rain. I mean, you know, we already had just as much love for Edinburgh as before, but now getting to experience it like we did the first time, it's just that, I don't know, that extra bit special to us. So we have about an hour until our train leaves, and everything says it's on schedule, hasn't been canceled. We figured it'd probably be canceled by this point. So we're just gonna go down, make sure in the station that everything is still good, and then we'll go back to the hotel where we left our luggage and repeat what we were doing this morning, but actually get on a train and go to Cardiff.
1 hour later.
Let's try this again, shall we? So there was just a tiny bit more drama. We really didn't have our gate until I think it was 5 minutes before the train was set to depart. I think it might have even been delayed a little bit, so we were just kind of standing there for maybe an hour or so, waiting to see where we were going to board. But eventually, I mean, exciting, I guess, that we were continuing on, but sort of bittersweet. We got on the train, looked out the window, watched the Scott Monument disappearing in the distance, and then it was on to the next city. Until next time, Edinburgh.
Well, we made it to Cardiff,
This is the last new city for us on the trip.
and our first stop is the castle.
You can't really get much cooler than that.